The first film that you were introduced to me on was 8 Mile.
Of course.
And, you know, I wasn't a fan of your character at that point.
Yes, you were.
But with the line of your work, it's been so phenomenal.
Thank
and
you.
you have taken on so many roles of power and authority.
Mm-hmm.
And with the climate of our country and the film like Detroit, you play this character who almost shows us a thin line between pride and dignity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you uttered out the lines, "I'm not gonna lay down for you," what was that moment like?
Well, I had a very great man as my father. And my father taught me a valuable lesson that you don't let moments define your manhood. And because of that, he became very successful. And because of that, I've become very successful. So that moment for me was about not letting a lesser man dictate your manhood.
Yeah. Do you think with that lesson that it's going to be portrayed to the audience? Do you think that we're going to be inspired by the passion?
I think every brother in the audience going to look at that moment and go, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know, because, you know, look, brothers go through a lot of stuff every day they leave their house before they get back home.
Right.
And a lot of times you have to eat humble pie. A lot of times you just have to take the L, come back, regroup, and go back and fight that fight again. But that's what being a man is about. That's what taking care of your family is about. That's what waking up and doing it every day is about.
Yeah. So if you had a message while we're watching it, do you want us to leave the theater angry and outraged, or do you want us to kind of channel each character and everything that we saw?
I want people to leave the theater open-minded and excited. I think the thing about Detroit, as we see with you know, the Castile verdict coming in, there's a great opportunity in this brother's loss for conversation.
Right.
Black men are very aggressive towards police. Police are mortally afraid of black men, and no one talks about why.
Yeah.
Until we have that conversation and meet in the middle, there's no way of healing what we're going through. Let that brother's loss be our opportunity to grow. Let this story be our opportunity to grow.
Yeah. And with, I talked about how your characters are always these characters with authority. If you had to walk away from a character and say, this is the message that I want my work to give off, what character would that be?
Great question. It would probably be Nate Ruffin in We Are Marshall. That was probably one of the hardest roles I ever played, but one of the most dignified roles I ever played. And really just, it inspires me to this day, what he was able to do and the level of pain that he went through to achieve what he ultimately achieved, and that's leaving a legacy of the Marshall football team, because he knew how important it was to kids and the community that was coming behind him.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having good questions.